ke locha batho ka moka motsereng wa mobotse wa letšatši ke ra leina la morena a Lerato ke sea le ba le utisa ditebogo o ba lapa la Manya ba bakileng ba re belela lesole senatla se ile o reng ka sebaka se re ba Botlokwa Mokomene a ra mogopa le Botlokwa ka moka bjona bja matšhaka re mmepene ka baka la senata se re a leboga batho ba ka Manya dituba tse re a leboga le re di ile batho yale bo koko wa rena Charlotte bo mma rena Charlotte Manya ba re rutile gore re bomme re le bjale re be basadi bao aha metse ya bona ka matsogo re ska ba basadi ba masilo re be basadi ba botlhale re ska ba basadi ba mashilo ba o phušula metse ya bona ka matsogo a bona di hona ka re a lefase ka re o malapa di hona mara never give up re ska ba ra leka he di thaile di bjale re tshwantse re eme re tsebe gore molupuludu wa rena wa phela
Amen.
Mme Maxeke gore be le badumedi ba morena e be le basadi ba ba sepelang le modimo wa tseba go se le modimo le ditlhong ga nnatso mara go nne modimo o na le the Holy Spirit wa itšhupa gore Mme Charlotte Maxeke o ba rwele moya o hale o ba tletše ka the Holy Spirit a sepela e le lesedi la lefase thuto thabeng ka gomela go Mateo 5 re lena le letswai la lefase bomma ba e be le letswai la lefase bjale ga letswai le tapa go sa tlo nokwa ka eng a se letswai la go tapa ke nna metlapa modi wa motlile lengwale gore na re bomma ba ba jwang re bomma ba mohuta mang re bomma ba mešomo na goba reno ba bomma ba dipolelo ka go phuma metse ya batho na lengwalo le le tlileng ka lona mama Sherule ba lang kgopotša kerokase mosadi wa kileng a re ga tlhokofetse a llela ke bathologadi a ba rokela bathologadi le ditšhuana diaparo rena nna ge re pile re tla bolelwa ka eng batho ba bolelwa ka mešomo ke mmaka ya mofuta maereng ya ka o ishia mo lefaseng. Na mmaka ye re tla re he re ishia ke etse gore he re tsamaya moya ha o feta ya feta na, or the mark that you are going to live here ke e le gore bana ba rena ba tlo sala ba gopola gore mama o fetile. So o nkgopotsa gore ha re le batho a re be le ba ikemišetša ga gore na peu ye re e jala lefaseng re jala e jwang, na peu ye re e jala mo lefaseng e tla re hei ya ko next door ya ba gore ba ntse ba ka go bolela ka batho na, peu ye re e jala mo lefaseng e tla re he nna ke tsena ka kereke ba re a šuo tsene a re homoleng. So jalo ka batho re sale lefaseng a re ke thuteng go šia motlhala o e le gore batho ba tla šala ba re gopola ka ona, mara e sebetse e le gore di tlo destroya maphelo a banna le basadi. Ga re beng batho ba gore he re le lefaseng re kry-ile di-position o ba re kgethile re le di-leadera, batho he re fetile lefase la ka kwana ba tsebe gore gopola ka tšeo pele ra di dira, e seng gore he re kgethilwe re tshwana le nna ke emeso ke kgethilwe ka re he ke toa batho ka moka ba šala ba šišimišega ba sa tsebe gore ba e kae. He ke thoma ke ema ba re le tsebe gore go tlo re botsa gore mamang a se die this, mamang a se die this. So lengwalo la maba le nkgopotsa the book of Colossians. Ha re bala the book of Colossians ke notla re bala the book of Colossians 3 ko mafelelonyana kwa ona le verse ya 23-24 e re, whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as though you were working for the Lord and not for human beings. Remember that the Lord will give you a reward what he has kept for his people. For Christ is the real master, you say. Reka di dira ka moka lefase ra tšao ka rona le motho a sa re boneng, mara modimo wa rena ke modimo wa dipele batswadi baka. Ha re bereka re se ka bereka re lebeletse gore nna ke bereka bolokwane dispatlheka ke se ka re meyara wa ka wa mpona gore a mpona. I must work hard as if nna ke berekela modimo wa ka gore reward e ke tlo e kry-a ha ke re ke nna not my mayor or my municipal manager. So rena he re bereka mo lefaseng ke lebeletse ANC a wa ke promotion ya Joyce Khan ANC he re bereka most of the time the challenges that we are getting kara is mokgatlo wa rena ko gore batho ba berekela bona, not for the people. Let's go and work hard re berekele batho gore modimo wa rena a tla a kgone gore wa without go senya nako le go ya pele ke rena ge ke bolela ka re disukiri di tla ya fase ba re a di fase di a godimo. Sorry a leboga a re tšeng sebaka se re feng Mr. Thula Sizwe Makhaya ke moemedi wa Charlotte Maxeke Institute le yena a re tshware ka lefounu.
Director, Minister, Honorable Minister, the MEC Tambi Moraka, Deputy Minister, Professor Mkize, Woman Manyano, as a family institution, we want to also pay homage to the chairman of the special place for our hearts. We want to thank you, for this gathering, on this special occasion as we highlight and commemorate the women of faith in Mme Mokomene can be defined in many different ways. by many divine people. To us as a family, she is a great-grandmother, siblings to, a sister to her siblings, a husband to Mme Maxeke. She was also to the church. She was a woman of prayer, a woman who had a close connection with God. It is not a mistake, Honorable Minister, that you are in the forefront of these celebrations. As you might remember that during your days at Derko, you came with a brilliant act, a kind act of elevating Mme Maxeke through naming International Women's Day after her. It was named then Charlotte Maxeke International Women's Day on the 8th of March every year. I think it was for 4 years during your tenure. So as you are leading now, we appreciate your work. We appreciate everything that you've been doing, taking Mme Maxeke's name to Israel full level. Mme Maxeke was born to parents who helped shape the determined, purpose-driven, passionate woman of faith she was. A father who valued his family, John Manya, that is from here in Famanya in Botlokwa. A mother, Annie Maxeke, from the Eastern Cape, Blankwater. Charlotte, their first child and the eldest daughter. When her father told her the story of a Boer farm who gave him a box of figs to deliver, that's fruit, to deliver to a storekeeper in a village miles away, the story, we are told that the farmer gave him a note, which might be called now an invoice, of how many figs were in the box. He got angry along the way and ate 10 of them. When he arrived at the storekeeper, and the storekeeper read the paper and saw that 10 figs were missing, John Manya had no idea of what was written on the paper until he learned of storekeeper's frustration. He ran away as he knew the consequences of his action would have delivered results. Years later, he had left his home and moved to Eastern Cape and had started a family of his own. He told his daughters this story about his illiteracy. Charlotte's response was different. She did not think this as something funny. She became aware of the urgent necessity of education. She said, I will go to England to study what the white people are taught. I will come back to my father's village to teach our people. Her father believed in her, and indeed she fulfilled her dream as she traveled to England with her choir and eventually studied a Bachelor's of Science degree in Wilberforce University and became the first South African woman to graduate with a degree in 1901. She returned home and surely kept to her promise of teaching her people. Here at her father's village, all over the corners of this country. In Eastern Cape, she started school. In Gauteng, she also started a school in Everton. They called Wilberforce College. We stand here today on the shoulders of this giant, a vulnerable woman who had a dream and brought it to life at the most difficult time in the history of our country. We stand here today as Charlotte Maxeke Institute with a mission to write her name into history, to ensure young women and men source their inspiration from her in order to reach the highest vision of themselves, so we can move our country forward. It has been a difficult journey to us to do this work, to speak of her name, to keep it alive, and to ensure it is never forgotten. We ask you, the community of Botlokwa, we ask you as leaders of government to join us in our quest, and we thank all of you who have supported us from the beginning. Today, on 158th year, we find ourselves celebrating a life well lived, the year of Charlotte Maxeke. May we continue to ensure that our children will have a passion for education and help them to realize their full potential. Let us also teach others to plant their own food in their backyards. We should have what we call one home, one garden. One home, one garden, one school. Let us become self-sufficient, because as we all know that during her time, there were no government grants, but was able to reach her. Mme Maxeke was a woman of faith. She believed her God could fulfill whatever stood before her. We ask our Mme Manyano to have a dream for this community, to ensure all its children are educated, to produce future Charlotte Maxekes, and be fearless like Mme Maxeke, courageous like Mme Maxeke, visionary like Mme Maxeke, selfless like Mme Maxeke, upright like Mme Maxeke. As an institute, today I'm with Mokomene. I'll call him Mokomene because he's Mr. Maxeke. As part of the institute, but also part of the family. Mr. Maxeke, please come. He will want to say a few words on behalf of the family on the other side, Nkoana.
Thank you very much. Let me take this opportunity to greet you all in the name of the Most High, in the name of Jesus, amen. Kisa sinyenako kise kampo bu baiteleli pele ba rona ba puso puso ya rona bo mme minister, deputy minister, le MEC re tsela gore ka lona re ka ipitsa batho re thula se itse o na bua ka Mokomene ke ema fa ke re o ntsalang ga se teng o na nthare ha si yo nna ke tsena mo ditlhakong tsa gagwe one representer mara mpontsha mare motho ene jaaka ke re o tsena mo ditlhakong tsa ka ene ke mmago so ke tsela gore tlhompontse le hela gago ne re just in a minute re nke opportunity go leboga minister mo boemong ba puso ka seo puso e se dirileng re tsela gape gore go santse go le gontsi gore nagalang gore go tshwantse go etsagale mo setšhabeng sa rona. And ke rata gore ke nopole one of bomme who said something very profound, a mother from the Women's Missionary Society of the African Methodist Episcopal Church. And one of the things that underpinned Mme Charlotte was the value of serving. And it is under that understanding that we would have came together as families broadly to equally say we also need to define ourselves. We also need to ensure that her values can be brought to life. And we said we can't wait and raise a cap in hand. We want people to help us to do 1, 2, and 3. Because I don't think that was how she was postured. We also said we want to start something. We want to assist and support our government in trying to change the lives of the people, especially the lives of the downtrodden, the lives of those whose names are not spoken about, the lives of those who do a lot of good things, but we can't mention their names because they happen to be women. The lives of those who ensure that society takes form and shape in Gileng, but we don't talk about them because they happen to be of a certain gender. So with those words, we wanted to refer Minister Waruna just a form of gratitude. Minister Tuku, Minister Maxeke, and we are going to request that this small gratitude, Minister Adi Roale to Mme Charlotte, the Maxeke and Mme Charlotte, because we believe as I said, that we believe also in the value of saving. We were able to do all these things, even when we are an institute that is not funded. We are not a funded institute, but we try our level best to stretch ourselves and locate ourselves as those who also want to serve. So if there's assistance that we will get, and we expect it because we expect our government to support us as we define ourselves as those who want to support our government. So Tukuki, a minister, the mask is somewhere. This merchandise baholo. Merchandise recouping some of the good Samaritans for radiate. The intention is to sell them. So we are going to talk to with the support that we try from Puso ya Rona and everybody else. We were thinking once we get these things direkisiwa, di tla kgona gore di thuse gore re konosetse mosebetsi o le rona re batlang go etsa. So ha minister wa rona a ikentse re mmona jaaka ile batho ba re tlhorang re ba bona mo televisioneng, batho ba ngata ba tla mmotsa gore o e kra kae, a tsho gore o e kra kae, ba kgona gore ba support. Ha se ke kwala ke tlo kopa gape gore mo nageng ya rona re kile ra nna le ntho go tswang World Cup, ra be ra boleliwa gore kenyang dikipa ka matsatsi a itseng. Now ka jara ya Mme Charlotte Maxeke, we would want to lobby Puso ya rona gore let's have a day e ka lona re tla reng Charlotte Maxeke Fridays, where people will wear garments or anything identifiable le Mme Charlotte Maxeke. When we say to our people, the spirit of Mme Maxeke lives in us, we must allow our people to be in touch and connect with this person, and it is through such initiatives. But we will continue lobbying you because the leadership here let's also have such days. Maskiki yo mewaka. Yo okay. Sa tsenya mask o tswa China hore kenya o rona. We are Charlotte Maxeke. Thank you very much.
And then I'll give the remarks and introduction of the minister.
A ko go leboge mosepediša wa modiro. Ke kgopele ba le ba kry-ang di-token of appreciation ba se ke ba re disrupt. Please, with due respect. Minister in the Presidency, the Minister of Women, Youth and People Living with Disability, Mme Maite Nkoana-Mashabane, the Deputy Minister, Professor Mkhize, the President of Salga, who's also the Executive Mayor of Botlokwa Municipality, Councillor Tembing Gadimeng, the Honorable Member of the Limpopo Provincial Legislature, Honorable Mokomene, Acting Mayor of Mokomene Municipality, together with the councillors from that municipality who are here with us. I won't mention you by your names. The Acting Mayor of Capricorn District Municipality, Councillor Betty Mange, ba ka difokeng tša mafate a matelele ba mošate wa ga Ramokgopa le ga mmogo le bakgomana ba gona ba ba leng gona mo, ba ka difokeng ba ga mošate wa ga Matšhaka ga mmogo le bakgomana ba gona ba ba leng gona mo le rena mamohla, ba ga difokeng ba go tšwa mošate wa ga Manthata ga mmogo le bakgoma ka moka ba ba leng gona mo, the family representative that is led by Mr. Thulasizwe Makhanya from the Charlotte Maxeke Institute and the rest of the family. Dikereke ka go fapana ga tšona tšeo di bego gona mo le rena mamohla, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen, I want to greet all of you in the name of Mme Charlotte Maxeke. Program directors, we are gathered here when the country of South Africa and the rest of the world is faced with the pandemic of COVID-19 that has ravaged the world economies, and we've seen the devastating effect of this global pandemic in the lives of our ordinary people. Last year, in the year 2020, we've had our sitting president, President Cyril Matamela Ramaphosa, declaring the second pandemic in the country of South Africa, where he regarded gender-based violence as the second pandemic that our women and children are faced with. As we celebrate this woman of substance, this woman of character, this woman of fortitude, Mme Charlotte Maxeke, we need to emulate her example as fellow women, irregardless of whether you are in politics or you are in the religious sector. We need to emulate her. And I want to quote her as she was addressing the Bloemfontein Women's Conference in 1918. She said the following, and I quote, "This work is not for yourselves. Kill that spirit of self and do not live above your people, but live with them. And if you can rise, bring someone with you." Close quote. Ladies and gentlemen, having said that, I want to urge all of you to say, when you are given an opportunity to lead, either in government or in the religious sector or in any sector of our society, let us make it a point that we emulate the example of Mme Charlotte Maxeke by bringing someone with us. In the religious sector, I want to leave you with this message to say there are other women in particular our young women who are loitering in the streets, who are victims of gender-based violence, who are also resorting to issues of substance and alcohol abuse. We need you to go all out and reach out to them in honor of Charlotte Maxeke and bring them to the church environment so that you bring them along with you as you grow spiritually. We also want to send the same message to those women who are in leadership. To say, today we have many women in leadership roles in our various spheres of our government. From national to provincial, up to the local sphere of government, we continue to see women occupying strategic positions of leadership. And as we continue to enjoy those responsibilities, let us remember the words of this gallant fighter of our revolutionary movement, Mme Charlotte Maxeke, when she said, if you can rise, bring someone with you. Gone are the days wherein, as women, we need to start gossiping about each other when we are given positions of leadership. As we want to celebrate Mme Charlotte Maxeke this year, let us make it a point that every time when we are given an opportunity to touch a life of other fellow women, let us do that without fail. I am given a responsibility program director to introduce our keynote speaker. Minister Maite Nkoana-Mashabane, ke ngwana wa ga Nkoana a nyalwa ga Mashabane. She was born and bred here in this beautiful province of ours, Limpopo province. She has served our government in various spheres of government. She also became the MEC in this very same province. She became ministers occupying various portfolios, and she has served in the ANC Women's League since 1992 until to date. Minister Nkoana-Mashabane has been an active member of the United Democratic Front, the one that we used to call UDF. And now as we speak, she's the NEC member of the ANC. She's the Treasurer General of the African National Congress Women's League. This is a woman whom, when I look at her, I'm reminded of Mme Charlotte Maxeke, because she's dedicated towards serving her people. And we want to take this opportunity and introduce to you the minister who was appointed by our president as the minister in the presidency responsible for women, youth, and persons with disability, with effect from the 30th of May 2019 to date. Let us make it a point that we listen attentively to this leader who was produced by this very same province of ours, because there is a lot that we can learn from what she's going to be saying here today. Minister, over to you.
mosepediši wa lenaneo la mošomo o mo botsebotse wa Kriste Mme Mache Motlhompe Professor Hlengiwe Mkhize, my deputy, Mayor Betty Khare, representing the district mayor, Mayor Mokomene Makulpaji, NWC member of the ANC Women's League. Ke gopola baetapele ba ANC Women's League. Ba nke ba re Thabo re ganyane le ba boneng with unity. Many of them are outside. Some have had to go take care of people that we said what they need. Baga Difokeng, re tlwaetse ho dumedisha lena pele. Baka Mshat, Bemabu, Bemabu, ke a le tamisha. Dinkwe le ditubatsi ka moka ga lena re re madume go ya ka ditule tša lena gomme ba ka ba rategana ba o sa joinang mokgatlo ba joine mokgatlo wa African National Congress fela ba apara uniform ba nyaka go rapelela a gona se nka se bolelang ka kereke ya mme ya koko magolo kuku Mme Charlotte Maxeke than what the institute had said. But we have a video, I was informed, which comes from what the family would have wanted to say. Before I say what I want to say about what unity in the church and Wasadiba African National Congress working together can do. Major, Mayor of Polokwane City, is it Polokwane Fair? Executive Mayor of Polokwane Tukulo is the Wilberforce Institute that needs love. I am coming back. I want to have a conversation with the Premier. I want you to join us for that conversation. Can I listen to that video before I continue?
Mariana no ka go ya lepelle re ditubatse
we ke ba manya mamphatsa go ba utitso le moseswa mohaso a khomo ke batho beso le manthemela tswako
wena re mampasha ngo rone motlhakeng ditsebe dituwe ke shobane ke bona ba mmaga masebe ke batho bo mma moshia batho ngwako ke dinonyana dikhafa basimanyana ahelele motho we nna ke tsalana le koko Charlotte Maxeke ke bo ragadi ya bo mma ke bo koko
Magolo Charlotte Maxeke a bo tsena ke koko a rena papa wa Magolo ke John la se tlhoki khot khoto ula asimola Eastern Cape mailena anyala musadi hona oba wa bela wa Charlotte Maxeke
ha o tsena ena John o beletse hona mo ara Mokgopa a salat le ka ona kana le meshumo mane mo le mo le kana le meshumo ka ntle o beletse hona mo ara Mokgopa
bora kholo a rena ba o bele ya Koko Charlotte ba ile ba ya o berekela Northern Cape ba be ba nyetse molekane wa bona o ba a etswa Eastern Cape yale Koko Mme Charlotte Manya ke Botlokwa wa Ramokgopa a ha bo ke ana mo Mokomene
papa yo be a fela a mmoja korare a mmoja di story ka na ya gabo ya Botlokwa ge se a tlhaboloa ba sa kgone go bala le go ngwala Makgomo o ile a fišelwa gore a ka ya dithutong tša godimo ana kwa university so a wa tlhakantšha khumana yore a ba le mathata a ditšhelete a palelwa ko ya university a fetša a thomile khwaere le moratho wa ya kati ba thoma khwaere ya Methodist Church ba epela meletong ba epelela le batho mafelelong Makgomo le ba bangwe ba epela khwaere ba ile ba kgethwa go ya England ke mo Makgomo a ileo a khumana lešoba la go ya England ke mo a o tsena sekolo university
bo Koko Charlotte ba ile ba re ba e mo hae e ba buile America ba rata gore ba ka thoma sekolo sa sekolo sa baruti foundation ya ona e sa lona ana ka mo ana mo Botlokwa ka mo kerekeng ya rena ya AME mara ka baka la gore gale batho ba bomme ba be ba hatelelwa ene o ita ka dilo tša tšwelo pele ba bona o ka re o ba tšeela maata batho ba bontate ba mahoši ke ba thulana le bona
se se tseba le ka Makgomo moranyana a sena nyala ke Maxeke o ile a boya mara Mokgopa ha a tloa Eastern Cape o tuile kwa re ha e se Botlokwa ha ona thuto e ke ise thuto a e se Botlokwa ka nako tsa bogosi Mmamafa then ka nako eo mahosi a la gale ha botsanyana e ba se a isifelo ka thuto a be a homela morao le monnae ba dia Wilberforce
go tloa mowe Makgomo o ile a rwalana le Maxeke ba ta mo a habo a Ramokgopa Botlokwa ba fitlha ba thoma sekolo sa boruti
ke mo bona le mogala ba bona ba ile ba bona gore ka gore tšao di ya tšwelopele mo le taba tša gore mo hae Botlokwa ke bona ba o thoma di-burial society bo ipopeng tša bomme gore bomme ba kgone o ke popa le bona ba kgone o ketiela ke ba tomo ba yo dula a sekhukhuni ba nyaka o di ya tšwelopele a sekhukhuni o fitlhela e ba toa a sekhukhuni ke mo ba ile ba feleletša bjale ba ile Kliptown Gauteng e ba fitlha Kliptown Gauteng toro yela ya bona ya nokwela pele yela ya gore ba tshwanetse ba die sekolo sa baruti ke ka moo le ana bjatše re sana le sekolo sa baruti Everton Wilberforce ke sekolo se se thomilego ke Koko Mme Maxeke
mara mo Ramokgopa o se ile clinic o tuile a se tša di ile clinic sekolo a se soa se di kwa rwalana le ref ba toa ba ya la Gauteng ba be ba dula Kliptown
ene se sengwe gape kore Koko Charlotte Maxeke ka baka la gore dilo kore ditlhokwa tša bomme di be e phisaelo ya gae o bona batho ba bomme ba e ka ara tšwelo pele se sengwe se ba ilego ba se dia sa botlhokwa-tlhokwa ke ore ba thomile mokgatlo ba re ke National Council of African Women, NCAW, and le ka motsotso wa no mokgatlo wa NCAW o se yona is a non-profit organization ya o tlhotlheletša bomme ore ba tsoe ba itiele kore ka boripana e re apa ka Koko Charlotte and sa mafelelo kore bo Koko Charlotte ba be ba bitša Clark ngwana wa bona e be Clark bjale yena ngwana wa Koko Charlotte yo ba re ke Clark o feleletše ka saeteng ya Mpumalanga kore history ya ngwana wa bona a ya ba ya twala botsebotse gore o dia etšene ka yena ke ka moo e ba toa mo lefaseng le mogala wa bona o bo ka re ba sosopa ka ba le ngwana mara ba ile ba le ngwana ba re ke Clark
e be le senata botsebotse a emema le basadi le ka di kora tsena o thote le ka di tronkone ene o moholo a ona masa tsenao kora ene tale ka o thote
Mme Maxeke, South Africa e belege senatla gadi sa go lwantšha apartheid sa go lwantšha patriarchy. Those who know the African National Congress, Barry John Langalibalele Dube, described her as the mother of African freedom. Because conference in the first January 8th Congress, what is it that I want to live for? What do I want my daughter to live for? Mme o a benga sa theletša telefono le bolela ka history ya Koko a nyaka go mo tseba o a reng basadi ba South Africa a ba rata go ipopa ngata e tee a nyaka go tseba ka mosadi wa go lwantšha patriarchy. Patriarchy ke eng? Patriarchy ke gore tšaeta ke e tshadi pele di ya ka lopeng o wa tsene matšhotlho mokgekolo o e tsene mešate o se tsene sekolo a be a bitšwa first black female scientist. What else would you want her to have done for us? 1901. When did South Africa attain freedom? 1990 whatever 4. Because kana kwa sala banyane re kitima mo re na na right 1995 what the freedom. This is 2021. I have served as Minister of International Relations for almost 19 years. o nyakile ba botsana bona ka gore o nyakile just bo botsana ba koko magolo koko magomo e be le mogebe le mobotse kodumana ka ra re bona mo dinepeng o be a se botse fela o be a re ge o emelela ema le o mongwe thakoa le o mongwe motho o gole le ena. You know, when we talk of patriarchy, tata ke tshadi pele o ka re ke morwalo wa basadi a se morwalo wa basadi ke morwalo wa patriarchy. Patriarchy is all over the world. Ke bopawana ke bo shera ke banna ba ma shera kae ka kwantle a fita ka ga bana ka tlang ba bopa ba tshebela kae ka gae ba tia kae ka gae ba bolaya kae ke ka baka leo re bolelang gore re fetša go boya. If it was not for COVID, I was asking a deputy minister, what is COVID? COVID is in the air. Ma bana basheo. Ona le mosadi o mongwe wa activist. O ba bolla le ba mosadi wa bolla ka preparation ya funeral ya ngwanare. O le na tlhokofetse mysteriously in the morning, yesterday morning. This morning, at 10, or at 9, I almost broke bed. Because I don't want to spoil this. I want this to end well. So, Baba Shalom Batashalawatran, or prepare the funeral there. Further, why am I saying this? It's because we talk of COVID-19. But South Africa, it's the only country in the world. More palo java sadi baba bolaiwang. This time, baba bolaiwa ke batho ba ba sentse ba rate. People who are supposed to protect, that's called femicide, who are supposed to love and protect women. Ke bona ba ba bolayang. But I would didn't she get plastic, because come over to Angawana. But the police cannot police every bedroom. What are you forgetting? Nagayaso. Mahalabang gasco kinoculare. Nagayaso. Mola Bungatua Baka Miro. Livalata. Kamafuri. Recupela gore. Le Tatulane. Naraiske Yaswa. Le village. Teacher the Tulare. Oh, Mamma, come shadow. Wakai. I would think I will no more. Listen up, but one. Felana, swa. Bana, Avana, Mishumo. Bana, Batani, Sicolo. Only the legitimate Mopilimo. But the kitchen of Vassan. Baba the Tokan. Tavi puts a bamboo Magric. Learn to the region of Roe. Every time I see this, I ask myself, how was it? What are you doing? Kauri, you're leaving Malasasa. Car before Sasa the Ivon, who was not the job we had to come home. Diloge, a whole book took over the Taka, there was something about the grunting. Fella, look on. It's supposed to be free South Africa. O tla ka ba rona le billionaire tša batho ba baso. Ebile go na le di-free condoms. Fela a gona di-free sanitary pads or towels. Bongwato ba baka mero le balata. Moladoa di iswa le naga e fela ba sa e lebelele. The mother of African freedom. Why did it take so many? It took almost a century for us to remember she lived here. President Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa said to me, you know, we've got too much celebration in South Africa. We get busy by anniversaries. Here anniversary International Women's Day. Rea oketeka. Arfa jo oketeka ra ka? Rea ai tale. Go to mo mokete mo go 16th of June. No, 21st of March, 8th of March, 21st. We kept busy by celebrating this anniversary and the other. How do we fix ourselves in our own country? As a former Minister of International Relations, Africa is burning again. President Chati DRC has never been in good order. Ethiopia is a colonizer. Egypt the envoys. We are kept busy with nothingness. Safe to say, poverty lives here. But poverty, the African poverty, has a feminine face. The next thing, when I was in Durban, only group of family if family what was before she tried to contest for presidency? She was elected in her own rights. She knows she's strong on her own without the support of the other. Rena, we belong to each other. Patriarchy is not a problem. Yabasadi. Patriarchy is a problem. Yabanabamashera. But people everywhere. So for us to liberate our boy children, they are okay as our boy children. As long as, if they say, I will be shocked. Baba Savana Lenfelo. Give another one mila to Yago Shavasadi judging because Patsinyaki Tabayore. Patsinyaki complex. Abanyago Palagabasadi. Fella Basadi. Heba Balamutali. As you were saying, Pumabadi Kereg. Fellow Michael Pelore, leave my Keregi to be limited here or Ralamala Pavat. Learn Geri Tokomili. Because it doesn't represent you. it doesn't represent us. Ye kere tsebang rena ka mo ANC le yella le tsebang ke ya wa ga metsi. Tšedi mo di kereke tše re sa di tsebeng tša di bishopo tša gola di flama tšene a re di tsebe because a di kgone go dirang le go regala metsi. They don't belong to the mother of African freedom. But the worst enemy for South African is a South African. The best freedom fighter for a South African is a South African. And I am saying without shame today, it's a she. Because the she brought us together here in unity. The she we are celebrating here today didn't just focus on herself. She also liberated Mr. Maxeke. So she represented partnership. So let's not be shy to take partnership serious, because maybe that is what we need for our real and true freedom. Freedom from want, freedom from unemployment, freedom from exoekwerk. I think when we were driving before 1994 or sleeping under bridges, we thought we'll wake up and all our problems will be gone. Now we're talking unemployment. Mahoba wile wa royally sukele werk. Rotla bonja marago o khwetjwa kae. And they are Hitler Tabakuman in a free South Africa. Umatuagai, Umbagai, Arkopaning, Rearing, South Africa, Yamanit. Men and women who love and cherish freedom must know that the whole of Africa, starting from Ethiopia, looks forward for freedom towards where the mother of African freedom comes from. Mme Charlotte Maxeke, may her soul live forever. May we continue not to celebrate who she was, but what we learned from her life. Can we lift as we rise? And rising must not be just being the president of Salga. That's not enough. And go back to hungry children. Where is the wealth of South Africa? Who owns the real wealth in this country? That the mother of African freedom fought for. May we all go back to our homes to fight for true and real freedom in partnership. Mmogo re tla fenya unemployment, patriarchy, and all other ills in our society. But it's going to have to start with you and me. Ke a leboga.
vote of thanks. Ka Professor Hlengiwe. I want to acknowledge the presence of the leadership here, all our councillors, our executive mayor, the CEO, and the family, Mme Charlotte Maxeke, Mokomene. Mine is simple but difficult. Was poor. This guy, different. What was poor? It's a hazard. How poor that hazard? Because you are poor and you were fed. This is so. How bad was to Kapaswana, Kapaspedi, what more can I do? I am. Papa, how do you know how to give up? So, if I keep using the whole day, give me a tutor. Ka ithuta matsanyana fela a mabedi a mararo. Mosebetsi wa ka o fela ke leboga. I think Minister on behalf of the department to really thank the community for the depth of our hearts. On our arrival, regarding the school, it's a special school. I mean, on our arrival, they worked, but I'm afraid come for our work and both heads. But it was a start of a team. Team Yarona, Yaritati, I must say it has been a call for action, action, action. Even in that school, we got a clear message already. Banabarona in that special school, they can't go up to grade and then go back home. Banaba school sele, Botlokwa special school, but talented, they can do things with beads, hair, and one of them I spoke to, we said, I like making scones. So we have the owner of a bakery here. So in the spirit, Mme Charlotte Maxeke, we have to be vigilant, look beyond ourselves, and make sure that Banabale, Abafeta grade 5, and don't go back home, which is a challenge for persons with disability. Banaludula high, by school, 13, 15, or even 20 years. So, call for action was number one. Kena happen to a holo, but amufela ka chompo, naka kitla azul, kita hakikena, netila hana resource really, reza maikam. Kawana ba ile ditulo, radula hamunate, rabasheba botate, rabua libona, mewa rona abua libona, radebo ha hole. Rutile ni the message sabona, secondly minister already ubatla appointment with the premier, and luckily we have the president here with us, a woman president. So we know things are going to happen. Literally, you know, let's say que na fana kere, mhlomong hangabe legally related in the line, ya Maxeke, ya Mme Charlotte. Even wherever I go, everybody will know. This is an important family. The humility
the simplicity, muthu fela, it really touched our hearts that, this is a real family which is living up to the spirit of Mewabo. Coming to church, I must say it has been a revival. The messages of support, they have said it all about the values that Mewarona live for. Maite, Minister Warona, and myself were the children of Maite Nkoana-Mashabane. Maite Nkoana-Mashabane, every April, used to call us. Birthday, so we'll all run around to go to this AME church. So where to go Val. Marino, as I was sitting here today listening to the history, I came out saying, we really, this year, we should use it in a very productive, responsible way to say, Meo was not a person of many ways. When he sees men coming from work, not going home, let's go and take them out of the beer halls because they must go home and look after children. Alcohol and drug abuse, Ugari is a problem in the area. Mobilizer. So she was action-oriented in nation building. Lisi Mefela, the activist, Ladi Listory, the Kenaning listing, Yagai, the deployer guy, but was fighting all the way for the community. So Ralebo Haraholo, and I just took the issue of values, her dedication to her faith all the way, irrespective of going to America, the UK, all over the country, because she was born, we were talking with the minister earlier saying, she was born by a man and a woman, but born given to the world. That was a Christ-like gift she took across to the world fully. So hence, as I thank you, for me this has been a call to action for all of us to wake up every day and see a need and help and beg. I think Minister will touch on the issue of partnership. I really hope the Institute is gonna have a network of partners. Government is one partner, which is the standard. But for big things, we have learned a lot from President Ramaphosa. I mean, he has even mobilized to say, let's have a fund for gender-based violence. So I hope the Institute will attract many partners who are well-resourced so that whatever priority programs they have, the partners must be utilized to the fullest. Because sometimes if you rely on one arm, government only, the budget they are cut, and sometimes that's slow. So you need action all the time to make sure that whatever you wanted to do, you do. But certainly, we've come in here and we are living very rich spiritually inside. Sithole imvuselelo Ralebo.
Yaleboha Memkile. Yaleboha Kelebelela Natimoni, I think and for announcement.
Amen. Ba re announcement ya dijo batho ka moka ba re leng ka mo kereke e re tswa fela mo monyako re ke Grab and Go, and then ba emba rena ka moka na rena bo minister ba rena ba re ba ratang kudu ka matla ba tlo ya ka mshate ba ya ba kry lunch bona ka mshate. Re leboga go na le koša mo ke ya rata then re gopele bo moruti ba re tswalele ke a tseba gore disukiri di ile godimo akere a di a ya fase akere basadi bomme tia matla basadi bomme tia matla basadi bomme tia matla basadi bomme tia matla
Basadi bomme, basadi bomme, basadi bomme, all right, re a leboga bana beso bontate ka moka ba tlileng ka hare ho service re a leboga lehato la bomme re thegile bomme ka tsela ya maleba gore program e tle ye pele ha botse le dipolelo tse ba di boletseng re di twile a re eng ro phethisa ka tsela ya maleba ho aha setšhaba sa rona sa rantsho re a leboga ho iswe hlompho le poko mo ro